I am here with the lovely Marissa, also known as the Budgeting Wife here on YouTube. I am visiting Portland, Oregon for a work conference, and that's her hometown.
Yay!
So we had to get together. We're hosting a debt-free community meetup, and we decided to do some filming together, which I'm very excited about. All of her channels will be listed below. So today we are talking about sacrifices that we've made while during our money/debt-free journey.
Yeah.
So we're both debt-free. How long did it take you to get out of how much?
It took us 2.5 years to get out of $87,000, and it was all student loans. So what about you?
Gotcha. And I did $33,000 in 3 years. So on a tiny income, one income.
We had a dual income, so that was nice.
That helps a little.
Totally.
However, all debt-free journeys are wonderful and should be celebrated at any income, large or small. 1 or 2, it's awesome, and it's such a better life now.
Oh, totally.
Such a better. We both have vacations coming up, and that's not a thing that could have really happened, at least for me.
Oh yeah.
While I was in debt.
Yeah.
Especially not paid for in like cash.
No, totally no.
Yeah. By the way, I am Sarah, also known as Budget Girl here on the internet, and I make videos every single week on how to manage your money, pay off debt, and live the life of your dreams on less. If you would like to learn how to do any of those things or to level up with your money, I make videos just for you. Go ahead and like this one if you like not having to sacrifice anymore, and subscribe for more content like this. So something that I sacrificed during my debt-free journey that I haven't really talked about in full before on the channel is that to get out of debt, I made an active decision to move somewhere where I knew I wouldn't have any sort of social or dating life. And that seems fairly extreme, but when I moved to Mena, Arkansas, I was looking at a $7,000 a year raise. I couldn't really move up in income where I was living in Hammond, Louisiana, and I couldn't move up in title. In order to pay off my debt faster, I had to get a new job, and the place where I was essentially offered the best deal was to be an editor-in-chief of a newspaper in Mena. Mena had, it might be 5,000 people, if
so tiny.
Either 2,000 or 5,000 people, but it definitely felt like 2. Many are kind of retirement age people who have decided to retire to the Ouachita Mountains, and the people who live there and are young also get married very young. These are true things that I experienced firsthand and would be backed up by the people who live in Mena. I'm not generalizing or stereotyping. Mena is a very small town, very far away from other cities. They were the largest city in an hour-and-a-half direction anywhere.
You just really changed your entire lifestyle to be able to pay off debt.
I knew that moving to Mena, because I had visited there when I interviewed, it was going to be a drastic downshift in lifestyle, and there weren't going to be a lot of people around me physically that kind of were going to be in the same life phase that I was. My next door neighbor was 2 years older than me and had a 16-year-old.
Wow.
Everybody got married in high school or right out of it. That's just what you do in towns that small.
Oh, that's crazy to think about.
All I did was go to work and work on my YouTube channel because there was nobody there to talk to.
Just a lot of time to hustle.
A lot of time to hustle. But that's a big ask.
Yeah.
I think that's an actual sacrifice that I felt like I had to make.
Yeah, that's a huge sacrifice, just changing your entire lifestyle for the purpose of paying off debt. That's huge.
Yeah, and there was no one I knew in that state.
Girl, you are brave. I don't think I can do that.
Not city, state. What about you? What sacrifices did you make?
So I think one of our biggest sacrifices, so my husband Jacob and I, we started our debt-free journey when we had gotten married. So I graduated college in May and we got married in July, and then we started our debt-free journey right then because we knew that we wanted to be able to accomplish things in life, and we couldn't do that with having so much debt. So we did start our debt-free journey really young, so our first year of marriage we lived in an apartment, and then once our 1-year lease was up, they told us that our rent was going to go up $200 a month. And so instead my parents reached out and were like, hey, what if you guys came to live with us for a little bit to pay off your debt? And so as newlyweds, we've been married for a year, we were like, okay. And so we moved back in with my parents for a year, and I am so thankful for that time, and it ended up working out really well, and we had our own space, and we really like my family, but it definitely was a sacrifice.
Especially as a young married couple.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's stepping into a new phase of life, and then you had to have felt like you were taking a giant step back, and that you
Totally. But it was like, we knew that it was going to be the right thing, but it was still hard. And this sounds really like materialistic of me too, but just when you get married and you get all these like really nice things, right, from your like wedding registry and all these things, and then we were moving back with my parents who had all their kitchen utensils, all their stuff, so therefore all of that stuff just got put in storage. And I like missed my things for
You were really excited about those. You
Yeah.
registered for them. You were trying to build, like, those are the tools that you have to build a life together.
Totally.
And also very nice gifts from people who love you, and you just had to put them aside for a year.
I know it sounds silly, but
That doesn't sound silly. That's like someone giving you a present and then you can't use it for a year.
It's true. It's true. But I'm glad that we had our own time, like in our apartment for our first year of marriage. But we did live with my parents for 14 months, and we had paid off our debt, and we became debt free. And then the month after that, we moved out. But it all ended up working out well. But it really was a huge sacrifice for Jacob and I, but also for my parents, for them to let us come live with them.
True.
We still did pay them rent, but just less than what we were paying at our apartment. But yeah, it worked out well, but definitely a huge sacrifice.
That is a huge sacrifice, but it sounds like it made a huge difference.
Oh,
Just
totally.
like my increased salary.
Yeah.
And no time, or no place to spend money. Helped me a lot.
Totally. What else you got?
I sacrificed any retirement contributions while getting out of debt. What about you?
We actually did put into retirement. We did up to the match that we get from our employer, and so it was like 4% or something. So it was pretty small, but yeah,
that's still money that you're putting away. And now, kind of being in the stage of the game where I'm investing, I'm kind of seeing how much money I lost not putting in. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't make the right choice, because I also didn't have any employers during that time that would have matched anything. So it would have just been me saving.
Yeah.
And so I think I made the right choice, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a sacrifice, because that money that I could have been putting aside wouldn't have been compounding. However, where I put it, the money was definitely compounding. So
yeah,
I think I made the right choice, but I still consider it kind of a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Losing a couple of years of investing.
And also, I think though, like pausing that motivates you to become debt free faster, because you're like, I want to be investing, but I know that I can't be investing to the amount I want to while I still have debt. So I think it like motivates you to get it done faster.
Oh, I was motivated for a myriad of reasons.
Yeah. That'd be kind of
that was a small part, but that was one. What about you?
Yeah. We said no to vacations, which I know we kind of talked about. But yeah, during our debt-free journey, we didn't go on vacation except for like maybe a weekend to the coast. And so we live in Portland, so that's just a 2-hour drive. But we didn't go on any big vacations or anything like that. So, but now that we are debt-free, we have gotten to go to Hawaii. We went to Hawaii last year, and then we went to Disneyland in December, and we're going to Hawaii again in like a few weeks. And so we've been able to have those opportunities now, which I'm so grateful for, but that is something that we chose not to do while getting out of debt, which is also hard when all of your friends in this season of life are like traveling, going to Europe and doing all the things, and you're
all
like,
the Instagram pictures.
I know.
Follow our Instagram handles here and here.
Follow. But yeah, no, that was like I was hard seeing everyone on social media like doing all their stuff.
So you didn't, brand new married couple, couldn't like go anywhere to like be super cringy together.
We were pretty boring.
Yeah.
We sat in our apartment.
I also didn't go on any vacations. I'm actually gonna be going on my first real vacation next month. I waited a hot second. I did take one trip to visit a friend in LA who paid for my ticket with her points, and which was the most generous thing on the planet, and let me stay with her. So the whole trip cost less than $400 in the middle of my debt-free journey, and that was to celebrate paying off half my debt.
Yeah.
Now, I did have a longer journey than you, so 3 years
that's a
of
lot.
just, and yeah, it didn't go anywhere. Not gonna say like vacations are right or anything like that, but especially kind of at our age, before we pop out kids or anything like that, it does seem like the time where you might be missing out on them.
Totally.
Worth it though.
Yeah, worth it.
Worth it. When I was coming and going from Mina just for Thanksgiving and or Christmas to visit my family, a 9-hour trip. I did it driving a Chevy Tracker, a 15-year-old Chevy Tracker that did not have air conditioning in Mississippi and Louisiana and Arkansas. I drove that sucker, which I paid $2,500 cash for 4 years. And until the wheels did not fall off, but something fell out of that car that the mechanic said should not have been able to come out, which I consider a personal victory.
Perfect.
But yeah, it had no air conditioning.
Oh,
and
I haven't been to the South at all, except for like Florida a couple times, but you like step out of the airport and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. I couldn't even imagine just like driving around in the summertime in the South.
Yeah, especially in Louisiana, it was really bad, and I was a reporter down there. So I would have to drive all over several towns to cover events. And often I would get out of my car drenched in sweat, or like roll down the window even when it was raining, just because it was like too hot.
Yeah.
And I was very afraid often that I stank, and I would keep like body spray at my desk and like deodorant and, you know, like makeup wipes to like do kind of a horse bath. Can I say horse bath on the internet?
I don't think so.
So yeah, that car was a sacrifice, because I did go, and it would have cost more than the car was worth to get the AC fixed, and I wasn't willing to put what the money, it literally would have been money that I could have put at debt that I would have had to divert to get a newer car. That was probably one of the biggest sacrifices.
Yeah. I also drove, like, my car had air conditioning, thankfully, but I mean, I also live in Oregon, so you need it like 2 months, 3 months of the year. But,
yeah, in the South, you need it 12 months of the year. I'm gonna be clear. There's about a week and a half during winter that you don't need AC.
That's, sounds lovely. I couldn't even imagine. But I drove my like high school 98 Camry. I talk about this all the time on my channel. My husband's always like, why do you keep talking about the Camry? I'm like, it was a big sacrifice though, driving your like crappy car. But yeah, so my 98 Camry that I got in high school, I literally sold it 3 weeks ago, finally. Like, I've been driving it since we were debt free still, and it was worth like $1,500. And I just like putzed around, and it got me where I needed to be, and like it was fine.
What you got next?
The other thing that we sacrificed was we didn't go out to eat, and especially as millennials, and also in the city of Portland. Portland is such a foodie city.
I've been learning.
Yeah, very foodie. Although I don't know much about it because I didn't experience it. Like, all my friends would go downtown, go to these super trendy restaurants, do all this stuff, and we'd be like, we're gonna cook at home, or so that was like a big sacrifice. And it's not just like the not going out to eat, but it's like the social part of it too, where you're not engaging with other people in that way, and I think that's huge. But I think there are alternatives of like, oh, come over to our place for a game night. But yeah, I think you do still sometimes miss those opportunities when you're not going out to eat.
I agree. Yeah, I invited people over a lot when I lived in Hammond, Louisiana. In Mina, there weren't a lot of people to invite over. So final thing that I sacrificed while during my debt-free journey was some self-care stuff. I cut my own hair.
You did?
Well, it was very long then, so it's not like you could tell if I screwed it up.
That's awesome.
But I did. I cut my own hair with scissors in my bathroom. I also didn't have health insurance for a good portion, and that's gambling. That's gambling with your health. I didn't have dental for quite a bit of it, and I didn't have vision, and so for a good portion there I was saving a decent amount of money, but if something had happened, I could have gone much deeper into debt.
Oh my gosh, Sarah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and I was scared all the time.
That's stressful. Sarah.
I'm not recommending these practices, I want to be clear. We're just talking about some of the things that we did.
Oh my gosh. That is scary. I'm still terrified.
Yeah, you're scared for me. Yes. So I'm a little scared that there's like something lurking that I like that I missed. No, I have health insurance now. I go to the
hair salon.
Yes, there is a place in College Station where they charge $18 for a haircut.
Oh, that's good.
I'm still
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 frugal.
soup's frug.
Yeah. I get a haircut like once or twice a year. But I pay like $40 for a haircut. But like once or twice a year. So it all evens out.
Nice.
And I just started coloring just like this year. I never did anything, but I got a couple of highlights. So that's my treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Debt-free
Very nice.
moment.
Before we started filming, I was telling her I got a foot massage earlier in this town. It was only $25. I've never had a massage before.
So fancy.
So fancy.
Living.
Debt-free living, y'all. So those are some of the things that we sacrificed while getting out of debt. Some of them were smarter than others.
Health insurance, no, not great.
Don't do that. I got lucky. You might not. I would love to know some of the things that you guys have been sacrificing during your debt-free journey. If you share any things that we did. Coming at you from the other side though, I would say that every single one of these was worth it to me.
Except for the health insurance.
That was not smart, but I didn't lose. Okay? It was like gambling and you won. Kinda. I don't know.
Good. Well, then I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I can't change it now. On the whole, the sacrifices were worth it.
Yeah, totally.
I'm debt free now. I get to live a much better life.
Totally.
I get to come see friends.
I agree. It's fun.
Yeah. And have foot massages. Get haircuts. All good things.
Go on vacation.
Yeah. Vacation I'm excited about.
Yeah.
So, all right, so Marissa's channel will be linked down below. Her social media is here, and so is mine. And I would love it if you followed us on Instagram, where we document all of our new debt-free adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a super cute Instagram.
Oh, so do you, Sarah.
Thanks.
Sarah's been taking some awesome photos while she's in Portland.
I got a selfie stick, and I'm that person now. So over on Marissa's channel, we filmed another video that I think you should absolutely go and check out. We're talking about some super weird ways that we have saved and or made money.
Yeah.
Some of them get strange and potentially illegal, as she pointed out to me.
Pretty fun, so you're not gonna wanna miss it.
Don't miss that. It will be linked below, and while you're over there, don't forget to subscribe to this beautiful frugal lady.
Oh, thanks, Sarah. So sweet.
We gotta go to the debt-free community meetup.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, bye.